So we get this really big question then. Do humans have a preference for freedom? Or when given opportunities for freedom, flee from it? Right? Is this an example of a flight from freedom? Do human beings need liberty, right? Is this an instinctual, a base movement? Is freedom a preferred way of organizing society? Or to put this another way, is freedom too scary? When giving people choices about occupations and jobs and education and religion and choosing their own leader, are human beings willing to put their life in the hands of their neighbors? And if they see those neighbors making choices that they're not particularly fond of, they go, oh, no. I want freedom for me, but not for thee. And will people find ways to undermine their own freedom? When strong men come along and point to social disorder, street disorder, how likely is it for people to say, no, that's just, democracy's messy, freedom is messy, it'll work out? Or how more likely is it for people to say, we need to crack down and we need law and order? How likely are they to look at democratic institution as weak and ineffective, squabbling lawyers, arguing politicians? And how likely are they to say, oh, if we only had a strong man who could fix this? Well, what strong man? Well, mine, of course, is my strong man. Well, what happens if a strong man turns out to be somebody else's strong man? Well, that's not going to happen because everybody thinks like me. The strong man's only going to go after the weak, right? The strong man's only going to go after the deviants, right? The strong man's only going to go after the morally corrupt, right? I mean, strong man told you law and order. What's more popular? These are the big questions raised by the experience of France in the first half of the 19th century. France grappled with this tug of war between personal sovereignty and popular sovereignty. An executive who answered only to himself and an executive who answered to the people. To be or not to be. Should France have a strong or a weak executive? Should France have widespread popular participation, or should France leave decision makings in the hands of a wise elder statesman? These questions cause turmoil and chaos during the first half of the 19th century for France. And as Metternich said, when France sneezes, or when Paris sneezes, Europe catches a cold. The turmoil in France easily spreads across Europe in the 19th and 20th centuries.